What is good, guys? It is your boy Optic Scumpy. Today I'm bringing you a 53-2 domination lockdown Moab with a couple of my friends, Optic Red, Optic Wizzy, Optic Rated, and Negrito Bandito. I was playing with them and I had a really good time. I definitely enjoyed myself twice as much playing with them than trying to play alone. It's just so much easier playing with people that you have fun with, obviously, because this game can be so stressful at times. But yeah, shout out to all of them. Definitely had fun. But the main topic for today is how to get recognized through 3v3, 4v4 GB tournaments. These are mostly SND tournaments, so if you're not an SND player, you should definitely practice it. And I'll get into how you can practice it in a little bit. I'll give you some tips and give you some pointers on how to get noticed in the community through something so simple as just registering yourself in a tournament and doing your best. It's really that simple. But to get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about obtaining a credit sponsor. Now, to get a credit sponsor, you're obviously going to have to be a good team, or you're going to have a hookup with somebody before. So you're either going to have to grind the GB ladder and get your GB rep up. Obviously go professional, but that's very difficult to just do. So you're probably going to have to just grind the GB ladder. Get your record up is really the most important thing. And then whenever you get your record up, whenever you get top page and you have a pretty good win-to-loss ratio, just put it in your team blast, looking for credit sponsor to play in tournaments, something such as that. Or whenever you start doing good, make a Twitter. Make a Twitter, and then whenever your Twitter starts to get bigger because of all the fans that you're getting from the GB website, which you can post your Twitters in your team blast as well to get more fans. Whenever you start acquiring all those fans, you can tweet out to them saying, I need a credit sponsor, can anyone hook me up? One of two things are going to happen. One of three things are going to happen, actually. Either a friend of yours or a fan of yours is going to be willing to pay for your credits, or a fan of yours is going to know somebody that will be willing to pay for your credits, or three, you're just going to get rejected, nobody's going to say anything to you. But that's where you can't get discouraged, because it's really hard to find a credit sponsor that's willing to pay for you. Even for a pro team such as Mw3, Proofy, and Twiz, we had to tweet out like 2 or 3 times to even get a credit sponsor. And then we finally found a really good one. Boxers, shout out to you. Really appreciate that you pay for our credits and stuff. But we finally found one. And now we can play in these tournaments for free. And there's something about it, I'm not sure, but whenever you're playing in a tournament for free, like, you don't have to pay for it, you don't have to pay to get into it. It takes a lot of the stress off of your shoulders, especially in a search and destroy tournament. I mean, I know if you're in a 1v1 clutch and you're playing against a really good search and destroy player that you're still going to be a little bit nervous, but it really does calm you just a little bit knowing that you didn't pay for this. So it's really not that big of a deal if you lose, but still you should always try your hardest to be as competitive as possible to win. Obviously, you don't want to lose. And I don't know how I don't see this motherfucker. He just comes in and gives me the ghost treatment. He just fucking pops in like, ah. But the 3v3 tournaments were the next thing that I was going to talk about. And the 3v3 tournaments aren't really going to get you noticed as much. But they will definitely get you noticed. And I have a perfect example of how to get noticed through a 3v3 tournament. So I think it was Mw3 Proof. It was either Mw3 Proof, Twiz Proof, or Merc and Proof. It was some combination of those 3 players. And we played in the 3v3 GB SND tournament, and we've never played anything such as this before. We'd never played 3v3 SNDs. And we played a really good team the first round, and it was Jersey, Squirtle, and someone else. And honestly, 3v3 GBD, why do I keep trying to say GBDs? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But a 3v3 GB tournament is, I don't want to say it's like 100% luck, but a very large amount of like the plays that you make are going to be luck. Obviously not in a 1v1 clutch or something like that. That's not luck, but getting first kill, getting first blood, and then being able to set up off of first blood is a lot of luck, because you can just run around the map because there's one less person watching, and there's usually 3 or 4 chokes on one map, and you have to pay attention to your bombs. So if you're not paying attention to these choke points and one of them gets through and they flank you and kill you, then your 2 teammates have to worry about him in the back, and then your 2 teammates have to try and get the bomb down and kill the other 2 guys. So it just makes things really difficult. I mean, no, you're not even going to have 2 teammates. You're going to have 1 teammate watching the back and 1 teammate trying to get to the bomb. So it just makes things really difficult whenever you're playing in a 3v3 tournament because of things like that. Like, it's just a lot of luck, a lot of random stuff happens, and that's why pros don't really like playing in them. But if you beat pros in them, the pros will remember your name. Because I remember Jersey and Squirtle's name, and we actually played them in the 4v4 yesterday, and I remembered who both of them were, and I remembered their play styles, and I just remembered everything that they did. So it'll get you recognized by pro players if you do well in the 3v3 tournaments, even if it's not a 4v4 tournament. If you do well in it, pros will recognize your name, pros will know your name. Who knows, maybe even a pro will accept your friend request if you send one. Just say like, we'll play 3v3 GBs with you, or just try and play with pros. Perfect example of search and destroy players getting onto like a pro team, not getting onto a pro team, but being able to play game battles matches with pro players. And those 2 people were Voidgasm and Mw3. So they were playing game battles matches with Parasite and Dito of one of the best professional teams actually in Collapse. And Collapse is probably, I'd say Collapse is a top 4 professional team. They're very good. And they're supposed to go to EGL. I'm not really sure what happened to them there, but that's the tournament that we're going to. So I was hoping they'd go to have a little bit more of American competition, because there really hasn't been any American LANs where we could play against each other and see how each other were on LAN. But that's fine, because there's still going to be a lot of European teams there. Last time there were like 115 European teams there, and yeah, it was a really good tournament, and I can't wait to go back. But I'm getting off topic. So let's move into the 4v4 tournament. So I remember these Jersey and Squirtle guys. Don't want to say kids because I might get bitched at. But I remember these Jersey and Squirtle guys from the tournament, the 3v3 tournament. And we played them. And it was a really close match. And I mean, I don't want to say I was intimidated, but I was definitely cautious as to what I was doing, because I remember their play styles were so... they snake a lot around corners. They all use submachine guns. I think they use like 3 submachine guns, a 1 AR, maybe even 4 submachine guns. But they use a lot of submachine guns and they just push. That's like their strategy. They're pushers. They're rushers. And that's an okay strategy as long as you work together well as a team and you really feed off of each other. Because if one of you goes down, the other one has to pick up the kill, or you're just at an instant disadvantage because you're all using submachine guns and they're using assault rifles. They just have the range factor on you. But yeah, we played them, ended up beating them, and we ended up making it to the semifinals, where we played against, I think, Full Force or something like that. And it was like Vibes, Bevels, Shuffle, and I can't remember the last one. But those were 3 of their players, and we were down 3-1 on second map. Holy shit, I have to sneeze. Woo! Holy cow. I got my Moab there. We were playing them. We were down 3-1 on second map, which was Arcaden. We ended up coming back with some really clutch plays by Mutation. He got a 2v1 clutch to tie it up 3-3, and then we ended up winning the next round. I actually got 2 kills the next round. It was actually a 2-piece, and then that put us 2v3 advantage, and then we took it from there. Proofy got the last kill on the kid. So we played them, and then we went to finals. And something about the finals, we played Reckless. I mean, they were a good team. They beat us on Dome, which isn't even a professional map. We don't play Dome a lot. We don't know what we're doing, and obviously they did, because they spanked the shit out of us. But we beat them the next map, and then we went to Bootleg, Search and Destroy. I think the next map was Underground. We beat them like 4-1. But then we went to Bootleg, and they pulled out a fucking thermal. Now that is just the most aggravating thing that I've ever seen. And Mutation tweeted out, if you don't want thermals anymore, please retweet this tweet. And everybody, 250 people retweeted that tweet. And I don't understand how Game Battles can be so, no, not optimistic, fucking blind as to how many people want this thing banned. And it's really a cheap gun, because he killed 2 of us under a car and he just two-shotted us. So I just wanted to get that out there, ban the thermal. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this public match gameplay. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. Follow me on Twitter. It'll be in the description. I'll put Gamebattles link in the description. If you're not familiar with them, sign up, start playing, get some friends together, start making a team, and start doing work. That's all there is to it, baby. And later, guys.